Hello and welcome to Coffee and Card, July 2025. My name's Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk and we are in week 3 of the sunrise sailing and I'm having a bit of a die fest. We're almost using everything in this card today. So this is the cards. We're going to do some embossing, some die cutting, embossing and die cutting, and then just some die cutting on here. So nice little congratulations card we've got here. So I've done some of the die cutting, but I wanted to show you how I've done the boat, so I've not done that yet. So I've got loads of stuff in here. So as I say, we're on week 3, so you need 3 clouds if you want to get ahead and get your die cutting done. Before we start, that would be a good idea. So you need 2 of the small clouds and 1 big cloud. Something on that one. So I'll put that to one side. And in your kit, you'll have 2 pieces of card this size. And I will show you what you need to do with those in a minute. You've got a piece for the front and the piece for the inside. So this is for your die cutting of your clouds and your boat. And then some Balmy Blue. Not giving you any sizes. I will give you the sizes in the description, but they are 14.4 by 10 and that is 13.9 by 9.5. These are 9.5 by, I would say that one was probably started out as 6 centimeters and this one started out as about 8.5. Okay, before I die cut them. You'll need your folder this time as well, so I've put those all off to one side. I've put you in some neutral matte dots. I've done the Pecan Pie, and it's these dots that led me to the colour of the card. So I've used a Pecan Pie standard A6 blank, and they're current, they're still in the current catalogue, and these are the dies you need. So these are for your edge of your waves, and then this one is actually the long thin one out of Textured Notes, which was, if not last month, the month before, Coffee and Card. I have put one stamped in, but obviously die cut out, but if you've got the set you can use a scrap and stamp your sentiment, then cut it out if you'd prefer. Okay, so let's just get started. So we'll start with these. Now these 2 pieces, first of all, so they're going to go like that on the card. And you do need to die cut first. If you emboss and then die cut, you'll just flatten all your embossing. So I die cut. So there's 2 different ways. I use one to do one, one to do the other. And I just took the edge off the piece of card. Okay. And then this is quite a big card, but there's not that much C. So I actually embossed it like this, because we're going to hide this bit anyway. So I just put it so that I could get as much C as possible on it and then embossed. So all this bit here that's going to show, so it is actually upside down technically. Okay, so you put the water at the bottom or the waves at the bottom and emboss, and then this one just fits nicely anyway. So I just popped that at the bottom and embossed it. Okay, so flexible, this embossing folder. So yeah, we've got Gallery Blooms next month, but the month after I am seriously debating doing the new sunflower embossing folder, because I've seen so many different techniques. Look, it's huge, it's fabulous and gorgeous. So this may well be September's Coffee and Card. I shall keep you posted. Okay, so here we are. So what I want to show you now is how to do the boat. So, and you do need to stamp it before you put it through the die and embossing, because obviously stamping afterwards would be quite hard. So, and I bet you know I've not got the stamp out. So using one of your rectangles of basic white and a big, no, I think I might actually use my Misty, if I can get it out. There we go. So it is a photopolymer stamp, so you do need your extra bit in. I'm just going to pop this on. Okay, so I'm just popping that in the corner, picking it up on my Misty, and then we'll pop that in, and using my Pecan Pie, just going to ink. So any neutral will do, even early espresso, pumpkin pie. Basic beige might be a bit pale. So, but you know, copper clay from last year, Cajun craze, there's a few sort of browny colours that you could use to do this. So I'm just going to take that off there and stamp. I know a lot of people I know have got these new hockey pucks, are using hockey pucks to do this, but you know what, I find a wet cloth does just great. And then you can use it to clean your stamp as well. Right. So pop that to one side. And because I only actually want the boat, I'm just going to chop that top off. So, isn't it gorgeous? So cute. There we go. So that will do your sentiment if you wanted to use that bit. Right. Okay, so then I am going to do some more stamping. So I'm going to use the filler, which is this stamp here, to fill the boat in. Just going to pop that on the block, and this time I'm using crumb cake. If you've used crumb cake to do your boat, then just do a secondary stamping for your infill. The same if you've used another colour, just use a stamped off, so ink, stamp off, stamp on. I love my circular light, except when it comes to trying to stamp inside. Not bad. Another one, because I've got to sort of stand up and look through the circle. And then going to stamp with this, and this is the sail stamp, and this time I'm using crumb cake, not crumb cake, crushed curry. And again, just going to position that, you're sort of lining up the straight edges of the swooshes to your sails, so just slightly off there, but it gives lots of movement, I think, that stamp. Oh, ow. Sorry, dropped my cloth. Okay, so that's ready for cutting out. So, and I'm going to die cut and emboss at the same time using the combination folder. So the first thing I need to do is get my die, which is in here with others. So these are the packs the dies come in. I usually put my dies with the coordinating stamp set, so I have loads of these, use them for all sorts of things, including taking dies to class. Okay, so this goes on the inside of the embossing folder. Duh. So it actually fits in about there. Okay, so but what I tend to do is, because you're trying to line everything up at once, I find it's easier if you've actually stuck some of it together. So I've lined this. Now it's like one of our old-fashioned dies, there is a little bit of a gap round it. There. So I am going to get some die tape and just put that, actually I'm going to put it on a sail, because I still need the detail to fit into the embossing folder, and then I'll put it approximately where I want it. And it should slide into place. There we go. See, did you hear it click? It definitely slid into place there. So I'm going to hold that in place, shut it. Okay. and then I'm going to get my die cutting machine. Now, these combination folders, you need your 3D embossing plate. So with the old Sizzix, it was a blue one. With your Sizzix or your Stampin' Up machine, it's plate number 4, which you can order on its own. So if you have a Sizzix Big Shot, these do work with, certainly mine and my friends have also used it, so I think it's probably safe to say it will work. And then I'm just popping that down. So I've just got the main platform. I think I might have moved very slightly, we'll see. You can take more time over that. Okay, and there we go. And that's it. You have embossed and cut at the same time. Okay, so I'll just get this out of the way. Check I'm still lined up, because I usually move everything when I do that. Oh, we're fine. Okay, so now you have a boat which is cut out and embossed. There we go. How cool is that? Actually, I didn't really move it, did I? That's fine. There we go. So that's got all the texture and the sails, and we're cut out. Right, fiddly but worth it. Okay, so we'll just need to put the card together now. So I started with the blue, and I just stuck that straight down onto, oh, just a bit too wide, onto there. Good job I checked. Do check yours, you might find yours is too wide as well. And I put them all in at the same time. Right, so do as I say, not as I do, so that is 9.8. And this one is also, because I use the same piece, will be too wide. Yeah, I've done it at 10.5. Possibly on purpose, because, you know, embossing card does alter its size. I doubt it. I think it's probably a mistake, but there you go. Right, let's glue it on. So now my glue's, it's a new pot, so it's very full and it's flooding out, so I'm actually not keeping it upside down. Oh, for goodness sake, woman. I don't think this one's going to go down as one of my top 10 smooth videos, is it? Okay, so that's going on there. Okay, and then I added the second one using dimensionals. So I also, if you wanted to, you can see on here, I actually used a blending brush just to add some colour to the bottom of the card. If you want to do that, now's the time. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here, but I'm going to leave where I'm putting the boat open so I can slide it under. So I'm just putting them sort of there and there. Just take these off. Got that one? No. Okay, and I'm just going to stick that down to the bottom. Now, a tip with doing these, if you want to get it lined up perfectly, is either choose your trimmer or your scoreboard and just line it up with the edge there, and then you can line this up with the edge and the side. I would do it in the corners to get this one straight as well, but I'm not sure you can see it. So there you go. So you've got those perfectly lined up with each other. You can do it by eye, but I'm not very good at doing it by eye. I've done it a few times. I've got dropsy today. Right, and just going to pop some dimensionals on my boat as well. So I'm just thinking I'm going to put the clouds on first. And as I say, today I'm not going to colour them in. So just want one there. And one. Oops. About there. So I'll put these on. There, and then this one, just put glue on half of it. Now the glue's not, there it is. Just popping that there, and then getting my scissors, which I had in my hand a second ago, and I'm just trimming those off with the edge of the card. And now we can have the boat. And I'm going to use some little mini dimensionals on the actual hull of the boat. I'm going to get my pokey tool. Lift those off. That's one, two, and I'll put another one on the other side. Now I'm not going to take the backings off these because I want to slide it under the water. But obviously I'm going to take them off the back of these. Otherwise your boat will sail off, which you don't want. Okay, so I want to just lift that slightly, and you see I can move that about quite easily because I've not taken the backings off, and then when I'm happy with the position I am just going to stick it down. There you go. Okay, that's fine, and then I just need to add my stamp. There you go, I've done this already. So you just need to stamp, well, your choice of sentiments on here, and then that's just going to glue on the front. Just in the middle, somewhere in the water. Just going to move that across slightly. There we go. And then again with my pokey tool and my dots, just going to pop a couple of dots on there. Bit of a mega video today, isn't it? I've not checked to see just how long I've been sat wittering at you. There we go, that's one. And there's the other one, and then this just needs gluing onto the card fronts and the inside putting in. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this. As I say, in July we have 5 Thursdays, so you have a bonus card this month. So I've still got 2 more to go for this month before we start our gallery blooms in August. Right, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed that. Take care, and I shall see you all next week. Bye.